Welcome back. It is Breakfast Daily on CitiTV. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's time for Hello, Mr. President. All week long, you've submitted your messages and videos, and we'll be taking a look at them shortly. Again, if you're experiencing any problems within your community and you want policymakers to answer to it, send us a 1-minute video to the email hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com or via our WhatsApp 0550585832, and we'll get policymakers to answer to the exact problem you're experiencing within your community. We're going to take a look at our first message and then continue the show.
Hello, Mr. President. I am Otuo-Akyampong Boakye, President of EcoWarriors Movement, a non-governmental organization working towards sustainable environment. 12 updates by the President of Ghana with intermittent press briefing by the Ministry of Information almost every week on COVID-19 and matters arising is very commendable. Mr. President, please, I request for 1 update every 4 weeks on environment, water and sanitation, zeroing in on the fight against galamsey and saving our water bodies. Also, I humbly request a press briefing by the Ministry of Information on the state of the environment, water and sanitation fortnightly. Hope this is not too much for a citizen who is not a spectator to ask.
So that's from a student at KNUST, and as you can hear there, we get updates on COVID-19 almost every week, yet our water bodies, we don't know the state, we don't know how they are doing, we don't even know the people who live close to these water bodies, if we've been able to provide clean drinking water for them. Day in, day out, we're being informed that the cure to coronavirus is actually ensuring that we have a strong immune system, so that if we do get it, we'll go on to survive. How do we ensure that certain people in our community, certain Ghanaians who live close to these water bodies, are not exposed to harm because we've neglected what we need to do for them? I mean, I'm going to show you this water that we had in February. This is from River Pra. And as I was holding it, one of my directors asked me, is that ginger juice that you're holding? And this is water that some Ghanaians have to drink because they don't have any alternative. The effect on our environment, right now it's not in Accra. In the days or months to come, it will get to Accra. What's the status of the clean drinking water that we are all supposed to have? How are we ensuring that at the barest minimum, every Ghanaian at least has access to clean water? What are we doing to protect our water bodies? Year in, year out, we are talking about galamsey, illegal mining. We did a war against galamsey years ago. You would think that we would have found results by now, but no, that has not been done. People are still mining illegally. They are destroying our water bodies. The future generation will judge all of us for what we did and did not do to protect our water bodies. And now more than ever, it is so crucial for us to take really close attention, pay close attention to our environment, because it is all we have. We can lose everything else. If we still have great water bodies, we can get back to where we're supposed to be. But how are we expecting Ghanaians to consume this water? This isn't even something you will give to your pet at home, because it is so dirty. And as you can see, usually when you fetch water, all the dirt are supposed to at least come to the bottom, so that the Deputy Minister of Information, Honorable Pius Enam Hazide, to answer to exactly what the government is doing to protect our water bodies. It's great that we are hearing from them on coronavirus. It will be even better for us to hear about our water bodies. If you are watching us and you're also experiencing a similar problem in your community, let us know. The email to send those videos in is hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com. You can also send us WhatsApp messages to our WhatsApp line 0550585832. If If you're watching us on Facebook and you want to comment on issues you're also experiencing, you can comment down below. The hashtag is still Breakfast Daily. We're going to work on getting the Deputy Information Minister Pius Enam Hazide on the line, but we'll take a look at the next message we had.
Please, hello. Can you hear me?
Refuse tricycles in residential areas. The refuse tricycles, also known as borla taxis, in particular, play loud, shrill, piercing music 7 days a week from about 5:20 a.m. to about 2:30 p.m., ostensibly to alert their customers. This is unacceptable and is affecting our mental health. Professor Wosenu has warned that we underestimate to our own collective peril the harmful effects of noise, toxic noise and maddening noise. The matter has been reported to the La-Dade Kotopon Municipal Assembly, but the noise pollution continues. The refuse tricycles should be assisted to compile a list of their customers and collect refuse from them in a disciplined manner like Alliance Waste or Zoom Lion does. There is absolutely no need to cause a disturbance and nuisance just because one is collecting rubbish. Technology can be used. For example, WhatsApp can help in reaching clients without having to play loud music and causing a nuisance. It is worrying that, to the Assembly's knowledge, a number of borla taxis do not have visible number license plates and use rubbish bags to cover the area where the license plate should be. How can such vehicles and their owners be tracked then? We are of the view that loudspeakers on vehicles should only be used by government agencies and assemblies making critical public announcements.
So there you have it, a classical case of noise pollution, which has a lot of psychological effects. I mean, imagine being in your home at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. That's supposed to be the most peaceful time because you are waking up, you are planning your day. You're supposed to do that in peace. And then you hear these taxi borla cars making so much noise, and you have no idea who their customers even are. And in this day and age where we have examples, better examples from other companies on ways to get in touch with your customers before you pick up the garbage, is there any excuse why Ghanaians should suffer noise pollution because some small borla car wants to pick trash from someone in the neighborhood? How do we ensure that we get rid of that sound? Because sometimes they make noise for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, long after they are gone. The noise is still echoing in your head, and it just messes with the whole day because these guys just won't leave your neighborhood. We're going to get the MCE of that neighborhood soon, but before that, I want to understand the health implications of these noise pollutions. We're going to talk to Dr. Kelvin Owusu about this. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Dziffa. How are you doing?
Dr. Owusu, let's see, is your volume there? Is your volume ready?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I think you need to turn on your volume there for us so that we'll be able to hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Perfect. I can hear you. How are you?
Great. I'm very well, and you?
Good. Thank you for joining us. Can you talk to us about some of the health effects of noise pollution?
This table you're shaking is not easy. Anyway, so noise pollution is something that causes quite a bit of health issues. I mean, both physically, psychologically, emotionally, it has a lot of implication in a lot of the things, a lot of the effects or impacts to our health. And particularly, it can affect your cognition, especially for children. When we say cognition, we are talking about how they recognize things, how they learn, how they're able to recall, memory, and all that. So when you expose children to a lot of noise, it can affect their cognition. And in adults, it can affect your sleep. It can give you poor sleep. You know that once your sleep is poor, it means that it's going to affect your productivity at work. And so, and obviously, work productivity, work output is also affected just by noise pollution. It can affect your emotions. It can make you more anxious. So anxiety levels can go up if there's noise pollution around. And also it could be related to the poor sleep. So the noise pollution affects your sleep, which makes you anxious, which affects your work output, which then makes you even more anxious. So it creates a vicious cycle. physically, it can also affect your hearing. Your eardrums can be affected by noise pollution, especially if it's consistent over time. Or let me put it this way, there are two kinds of things. You can have pollution that happens with one big bang. So you have a sudden loud noise that can affect your eardrum and actually cause you to rupture your eardrums and can affect your hearing eventually. You can also have sustained noise pollution that comes it's constant, it's consistent, you are exposed to it every single day. It gets to a point you don't even realize, don't even notice that there's noise because your body is kind of used to it. And that's another dangerous point because it can also then affect your hearing over the long term. It can give you something we call tinnitus or tinnitus, where you hear loud noise in your ear all the time. You feel like there's noise going on around you, but there's really no noise because your body, your eardrums have become affected. So these are some of the things, the challenges that noise pollution can pose to a lot of us. Of course, there's also cardiovascular effect. When I say cardiovascular, I'm talking about hypertension, what's it called? Cholesterol buildup in your blood vessel plaque. All these things can be related to noise pollution. In a long way, it could be equal to the fact that you're anxious because of there's anxiety. Your blood pressure responds by going up, increasing your stress hormones go up. And so it causes your BP to be persistently high. And because your blood pressure is persistently high, it can come along with its complications, including kidney damage and eye damage and other things. So noise pollution, even though we ignore it, it really has dire consequences for us as human beings as we live. Sorry about that.
It's okay, but what's the connection? You said something about the cardiovascular disease. Can you explain that for us?
Yes, so that's what I was saying, that it's on two levels. Because your sleep is poor, you are having poor sleep, it can cause your stress hormones to go up. By stress hormones, I'm referring to adrenaline and noradrenaline and other hormones as well. Now, when these hormones go up, it causes your blood pressure to increase, it causes your heart rate to also go up, it causes your heart to become under pressure. So if this pressure is sustained over time, you will develop high blood pressure, hypertension, as we call it. And because your blood pressure is high, it has consequences on your kidneys, on your eyes, and other systems of your body. And all this because you couldn't sleep well because there was a lot of noise in your neighborhood. And this noise is sustained over a very long period of time. So yes, there's a correlation between noise pollution and cardiovascular disease as well. This research, WHO actually carried out a research in 2011, and that's where I'm getting all this information from, where it clearly shows that noise pollution, especially persistent noise pollution, is associated with all the things I mentioned. So poor sleep, poor work productivity, anxiety, stress, and cardiovascular disease, as well as the physical effects of tinnitus or hearing damage. All these have been well researched and well documented. So we know that noise pollution actually does affect people in that regard.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kelvin Owusu, for that.
Thank you very much, Dziffa.
So we have the MCE of the area, La-Dade Kotopon, with us. We are going to talk to him about exactly what they've been doing to solve this issue. Mr. Solomon Nii Kotei, good morning. Mr. Kotei, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, too.
Now, residents in your area have been complaining about noise pollution, and we just heard from Dr. Kelvin Owusu there on the health effects of this noise pollution. Not only are they not getting enough sleep, it's messing with their productivity. There's also cardiovascular diseases that they can get from this noise pollution. What exactly have you been doing to solve this for them?
Thank you very much for your concern. And let me also greet your listeners or your viewers. I think we are very much aware of the situation. We've taken notice of it. And I think one or two people formally have lodged complaints to the Assembly. What I can say is that when I came to office, we have this borla taxes operating independently. And for that matter, it's difficult to control them. Mm-hmm. Now, we are bringing all of them under one umbrella. We are giving them numbers and stickers so that we can monitor them, control them, and educate them so far as noise making and other issues are concerned. So now they are together. We've put them together. We've been meeting them, and we are about to start educating them. People have suggested that they are relating or liaising with their customers. It should be, how do you call it, WhatsApp and other things. But looking at the level of people you are dealing with, I think you have to educate them very well. I don't think they can do this WhatsApp thing. So we are looking at the best way they can relate with their customers. We are also teaching them as to what the law says about noise making in connection with time and then the level of noise. So it's something that we've started and we've gotten far. And I believe very soon, maybe by next month, they will see a positive result in the municipality.
Okay, so between now and next month, if someone hears this, noise from these borla taxis, is there a number they can call to report the specific taxi? What are the sanctions that the drivers will face to ensure that they are deterred from continuing on with this action?
Yes, I mean we've given numbers out. We have hotlines, about 3 or 4. They've been calling. Anytime they call, somebody moves to the scene. You see, these borla taxis, it's like they are moving. They don't stay at one place for long. Maybe within 2 or 5 minutes, they move forward, blowing their siren, just letting the customers know that they are around. So we've been talking to them. We are handling them. The service they are doing to the community is great. So we have to look at win-win situation, how we educate them that they can continue, offering the service they are offering to the community. And at the same time, looking at the complaints of the people in the municipality. So we are looking at it very well. And I believe very soon they will testify of it that the situation has been taken care of. Okay, so
Mr. Nii Kotei, lastly, the people in your community, they are watching us, they are listening to you now. What actions are you going to take between now and the 1-month timeline you've given us to ensure that come ending of next month, they won't have this problem again?
Thank you very much. You see, when I've been in office for a few months now. Mm-hmm. When I came to office, it's like borla taxis are on their own, but as we speak now, we have formed an association. We've brought them together. So we have started the education. It's only when you bring them together that you can control them. And it's not because of this pandemic, like by now would have, been able to handle this situation long ago. It's because of this COVID thing. That is why it has dragged a bit. But I'm assuring them, we are seriously working on it. By close of this month getting to next month, there will be sanity in the municipality.
So we will call you again mid-August to ensure that this has ended, because the psychological, mental, and emotional impact of the noise pollution is not good for the people who are living within your constituency, and the least they can get is a peace of mind to be productive. So we hope that you will answer that call when we call you next month to see what has been done to solve this problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me assure the people in my municipality that I'm there to serve them, and I'm assuring them that we'll do something about it. We are doing something, and very soon they will see the reflection in the municipality. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Again, if you are experiencing any issues in your community and you want us to draw the attention to policymakers, please just take out your phone, record exactly what's going on. Are your roads bad? What's going on with your health system? What's going on with your schools? Issues that are hindering your personal development and the growth of the people in your community. Send them to us. The email is hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com. You can also WhatsApp us at 0550-585832. and we'll bring those issues directly to policymakers every Wednesday at 9:30. Now, we had a message earlier that had to do with what the government is doing to solve some of our environmental challenges. We'll take a look at that message again, and then we'll talk to the Deputy Information Minister, Pius Enam Hazide, about it.
Hello, Mr. President. I am Otuo-Akyampong Boakye, President of EcoWarriors Movement, a non-governmental organization working towards sustainable environment. 12 updates by the President of Ghana with intermittent press briefing by the Minister.
We took this on the 16th of February 2020, and as you can see, they're very dirty. We have other two water bodies that are heavily polluted, Brim and Ankobra. So we have Honorable Pius Enam Hazide with us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dziffa.
How are you?
I'm good, and I hope you are good too.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. A viewer has issues with exactly what we're doing to clean up our water bodies and also update the nation on the status of our water bodies. Can you give us exactly what the government is doing to solve this problem?
Well, thank you very much. Thank for having me. First of all, we thank the viewer who is indeed a citizen and has acted as such by wanting to engage and to get some responses. We are happy for his commendation of our regular briefings relative to COVID-19. Indeed, the President has done more than the 12 briefings that he's spoken about. The Minister continues to do these briefings regularly. At the Ministry of Information, we have several platforms through which we do our job of information dissemination and engagement with the citizenry, even with a view to getting feedback. One of those platforms is the Meet the Press, the Ministers Meet the Press. And so the specific request of the viewer can be handled through this platform of the Ministry of Information, which is the Ministers Meet the Press. The Ministers Meet the Press is the platform that seeks to bring every sector minister before the people of Ghana to be able to account to the people on what is going on in their respective sectors. And so ever since I became Deputy Minister and ever since this government, in fact, assumed power in 2017, the Meet the Press has been very regular. Ministers have come, including the minister responsible for environment, Professor Frimpong Boakye, to update the nation and to give an account on our environment in general and also on the fight against galamsey specifically. For 2020, COVID-19 has impacted our work schedule somewhat, and so we have had to realign our work plan, and so the Meet the Press resumed not long ago because, you know, the restrictions came and we had to, if you may, look at our work plan again. We had to...
Yes, but Honourable, not to cut you off, beyond Meet the Press, I mean, water is at the core of everything we do. We are being told to protect our immune system if we want to survive coronavirus. Shouldn't we prioritize cleaning our water bodies now more than ever? And what's the way forward to prioritizing this?
Yes, we should. You recall that in March 2017, the Ghana Water Company have had concern, and they issued a statement complaining and expressing serious concern about water pollution. And they had informed us at the time that if nothing was done by 2020, we were going to have to import water into the jurisdiction.
So what's government doing about this?
That led to prompt action from government and from His Excellency the President. You know that we had to declare war on galamsey and form an interministerial committee. Today, as we speak, the fight against galamsey continues, and we are winning that fight. You look at, for instance, the Alternative Livelihoods program that was instituted by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has refocused and shifted youth who otherwise would have been engaging in illegal mining. You know of the number of deaths we have recorded from collapses of pits and tunnels because of illegal mining. Now we do not hear of pit collapses and people dying in pits and tunnels because the large number of the youth who were engaged in illegal mining are now properly engaged under the alternative livelihood programs.
Okay, Honorable, we're unfortunately running out of time, but finally, viewers who live close to this area and have to drink this every day are watching us. What is government going to do to update the nation on the status of our water bodies moving forward?
The minister responsible will take his turn at the Meet the Press. He will give regular updates to the nation intermittently when such queries arise through platforms such as yours. We can also update the country about, for instance, the deployment of drone technology to be able to measure and assess. We know now that there are the community mining gangs properly regulated after we have taken several thousands of the youth for proper training at the University of Mines and Technology at Tapwa. Now we are deploying them in regularized community mining instead of the illegal mining and galamsey. And so it is a fight that is in process. It is work in progress, and we will continue at it until all our water bodies are clean and the environment can be described as safe. And so, yes, it is work in progress, and we have not given up on the fight. We will continue to ensure that we act in the interest of our environment, we act in the interest of our collective existence. If our water bodies, if our environment is compromised, we are compromising our life. And
Thank you very much, Honorable Pius Enam Hazide, for being with us, and we hope that we'll get more updates on our water bodies. Again, if you're experiencing any problems in your community and you want us to bring it to the forefront for policymakers to answer to them, take your phones out and record a 1-minute video. Send it to us at hello-mr-president-tv@gmail.com, and we'll show it every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m.